Welcome to the Good Place Marionville podcast, dedicated to highlighting the good right here in Marionville, Missouri.
You know, we are so blessed by the many amazing businesses that are here right in Marionville. And today we have the honor and the privilege of focusing on a very special one right now, and then releasing a very special announcement at the end of the show. So make sure you watch all the way to the end.
Today, we welcome into the studio Todd Wright with Alpha Realty and Built Right Homes. Todd has spent the last 17 years focused on making Marionville a better place to live by rehabbing homes and helping home buyers get the best deal on available real estate. Todd, welcome to the Good Place Marionville podcast.
Thanks.
All right, Todd, where'd you grow up?
Right here in Marionville.
What do you mean, like right here in Marionville, right downtown in Marionville, or
Until I was 10, we lived on May Street, right there behind Casey's, next to the railroad tracks.
Okay.
And then we moved right outside to the family farm.
And now you're still out on the farm?
Correct.
So you bought the farm?
Well, we bought the last piece of it that wasn't ours.
That was supposed to be funny, Todd. You bought the farm?
Bought the farm.
Sorry.
Okay.
Ching. There you go.
I always look forward to this part, Todd, because we really get to know our guests, and that way the community really gets to know you, because they may have seen you, they may know who you are, but really, you know, stopping and having a conversation with you that has maybe not happened. So tell us a little bit. First, I do want to point out that we are in our branded Alpha Realty clothing here
Correct.
today.
Yes,
So, you know, we just are grateful for you as a sponsor.
If you'd like to wear your branded clothing, you're happy to drop it off here at Central Place, downtown Marionville, and we could talk about it for the next show.
That's right. Okay, so tell us some of the details about your family. I want to know how you met your wife.
So that's a funny one, because we usually don't tell anybody.
Okay.
Because we met online.
You met online. Awesome.
It was Match.com a long time ago. And I was the only one available.
Well, why would you not want to tell people that?
I don't know. It's just kind of weird.
Oh,
Okay, and
Our wedding video actually told our whole families that, because we didn't tell them even before we got married.
Oh, wow. So
you're afraid mom and dad might go,
What?
Yeah.
So how far away did she move here from?
She was from Republic. I was living in Republic at the time. We only actually lived a few blocks away from each other.
Wow.
But I was on my way to work. I was working on oil rigs offshore, and she messaged me on there, and that was it.
The rest is history. How many years have you been married now?
Shoot, why you gotta put me on the spot like that?
Because every guy should always know his anniversary date and how many years he's been married.
So we are working on our 12th year.
Nice.
Excellent.
All right, so how many kids you got?
We got 3 kids. So we got Dean, Sam, and Charlie. So
Wow.
being the oldest at 10, and then Sam at 7, and Charlie 6.
What's your favorite thing to do as a family?
I'd say as a family, probably fishing. We love to go down to the White River and chase trout.
Chase it.
She's
You actually catch
running in the river,
We catch several of them.
catch them with your.
Tell Jim and I are not fishermen, because we don't know if that
Chasing
means
trout.
you catch it or.
That's the best thing about the White River, is it's more catching than it is fishing. You just drag a shrimp on the bottom, and they'll do the rest for you.
Oh, that's
Really?
awesome.
They have a habit
fun.
for shrimp though. I like shrimp too. I'm more of a fried shrimp kind of guy. Do fish eat fried shrimp?
I'd say they would.
Yeah, I will
They're
tell you.
hungry?
In the Gulf of Mexico, they love fried
Gulf
shrimp.
of America.
Oh, the Gulf of America.
Get
That's
it right.
All right.
Okay. So, you know, Todd, as we continue to get to know you a little bit better right here online, which I can just tell you're loving this, right?
Yeah.
So
Todd's favorite thing on video.
Yep.
tell everybody how you've been investing your time into the city. Like, what have you been involved in?
Well, so we've joined you guys in the MEDAC committee.
That would be the Marionville Economic Development Advisory Committee to the City Council Alderman Group. We advise them.
Correct. And then, so we've been at our church for the last 10 years, and we've been serving in kids' church there for, I guess, the whole time.
And what church is that?
Word of Life, Marionville. So
Okay.
drop your kids off with me 1 weekend a month. We have a lot of fun.
That's awesome. It's nice to know that you're involved in different things, giving back both at the church and the in the community with your business experience. So tell us about real estate.
No, I mean, you've also been involved in the Marionville Business Connect meetings, right?
Oh, yeah. We've been to the Connect meetings.
Why is that important?
Well, it's just so everybody knows that we're here. So I think a lot of our Marionville businesses get overlooked because we're not stationary businesses anymore. There are not very many of them in Marionville.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not right there on Highway 60 with a big sign showing who you are. I guess I've got one now.
Actually, you do have a big sign at
You do.
60
A very large
by
sign.
the orchard, which
That's
is
right.
awesome. I love it.
All right, Maryville Business Connect comes the second Tuesday of every month. Excuse
Thursday.
me, the second Thursday. Just
Yep.
checking. Make sure Martha was listening. The second Thursday of every month at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, downtown Central Place. And during the summertime, we're going to do some alternate locations. But the goal is just to gather together local businesses so they can learn to do business with each other.
And get to know about each other, because
That's
a lot
right.
of us know of each other, but we really don't know about each other and how we can do business together. So we've appreciated your involvement in that way. Okay, so now tell us about where your passion for real estate came from.
I was reading books. I was always bored at my regular job, so I always had headphones in, listening to audiobooks. And I started out with Rich Dad Poor Dad, like most real estate investors. And I've listened to about every book you could buy at that point. It was all on Audible way back when.
Very good.
And now it's all podcasts.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so before real estate, you said something about offshore rigging. Like, what else have you done?
Mainly it was started out with a railroad crew and then switched to oil rigs. And then, well, when the oil rigs went down for a while,
Mm-hmm.
we started a small trucking business, which didn't work out very well. And then I just got a regular job on a farm and started flipping houses.
Very good. You know, it's amazing how sometimes your hobby or something that you get into, maybe not as intentionally as it has become, ends up becoming the very thing that you've put all your time into eventually. So
Correct.
that's awesome.
So, Todd, flipping houses in Maryville is not a matter of just buying one, slapping some paint on it, and putting it back on the market. Here, it's more like rehabbing homes, right? Where'd you learn your residential rehab skills?
Out of necessity. So my very first home I bought in Republic to remodel was back in 2008. And it was just me, and I did it on my off time with the oil rigs. And pretty much learned from there. And then my dad would stop in and help me every time I had something I couldn't figure out. We call him Bob the Builder, and he can fix anything.
Is your dad's name Bob?
Bob, yeah.
Oh, Bob.
That works out well.
He had a TV show at one point in time. Well, because really, I mean, a lot of the houses need some tender loving care here in Marionville as you flip houses. I mean, sometimes floors need help and roofs need help and walls are a little crooked. I mean, square plumbing level wasn't something that was perfected back in the 1880s to the 1920s where a lot of these houses were built.
We've got kind of a high water table here. So usually when I buy a house in Marionville, we get it plumbed through the floor. The one we're currently working on, 610 South Chicago, I would replace the entire substructure underneath it because it was just soft and moving all around.
Wow.
So it's got all new framing, all new electric, all new plumbing. It's basically brand new from the ground up.
That's amazing. You know, it's fun to watch houses get transformed in town, and I know that you've had a big part in that. I'm guessing that maybe do you have a market report for us today, or what have you got? Some good news that you see happening in Marionville?
Well, the good is kind of limited on our real estate report right now.
Okay.
Because we are down a little bit. Our market's a little bit slower, but I do everything based on averages. So independent results always vary. If you've got a good property or a good price on a property, it's going to move regardless. But things are slowing down a little bit. See, we are taking about twice as long to sell as it was in the past.
Which is how long?
92 days on average.
Okay, so 3 months. And
which still really isn't a terribly long time. Didn't we get kind of spoiled?
Old days, that's what how long it used to take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then like the average, I mean, how many houses are for sale in Marionville right now?
So we've currently got 11 for sale in our area, so our zip code, and then as 6 of those are inside the city limits.
Okay. All right. And average price of a house right here in town?
$239,000.
Wow. So how have you seen that go up since 2008 when you started working on houses?
Yeah, we would have never even looked at a house that was that high in Marionville at that point in time. But year over year, we're down 6%. But if you go back 5 years, we're still sitting really good.
Okay, so you may not be ready for this question, but I think you can probably figure it out. Why is the price higher now? Is it because people have put more into the homes? There's nicer homes available? Or is it purely driven by what people think they can get for a home? I don't know.
I think it's mainly inflation.
Okay.
Like everything's going up, and house prices started going back up in 2020, and then they just exploded.
Do you see a difference in the quality of a home that's being put on the market at all?
No, I wouldn't say there's much of a difference.
Okay.
So you're getting a lot more people getting in rehab the older homes. So the quality of those are getting better.
Okay. Some of the rehab is actually being done before they're going on the market.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they typically sell a whole lot faster if they've been updated.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put in a little PSA right here because this
That's
is
a
something
public service announcement.
this is something that I've always thought is interesting in real estate, and just my personal opinion. If you're in a home, why not go ahead and do the things that you think the next person would want now so you can enjoy them? I can't tell you how many of my friends have been like, well, we're going to sell the home, so we're finally going to fix the carport, or we're finally going to fix that door, or we're finally going to do all these things. But you didn't do that for yourself. And so I just, it kind of ties into the Curb Appeal Award and the other things that have been going on around town for your own home. Do it so you enjoy those things being fixed. So when and if you ever decide to sell, you've already gotten the pleasure of enjoying those rather than putting a bunch of money into a home right before you let it go. I don't know, Todd, what do you think about that idea?
I think it's really easy to get comfortable with what you've got. So you start looking over those things. So I get that.
So if we called Charity,
you need to have Charity on here for that.
And said,
make
Charity,
sure it points those things out until I fix
for
them.
Todd to do at your house that he's doing at another person's house.
Just got to remember, you don't have to remind us every 6 months. We're going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if Charity's on the line, should we ask her what she's saying?
No, I think.
All right.
Poor Todd.
Todd, you told us before that it's much bigger than just growing your clientele. What drives you to do the work that you do?
Well, Marionville's always held a special spot for me, and I know that we can actually make a difference here because we can buy up these houses that are run down and been run down for years and bring those back up. It's going to bring our entire market back up, get new families in here, chance to grow and enjoy all the things that we enjoy about Marionville.
Okay, so how can you help a listener that is listening right now that, maybe they do need to move, or maybe they have to make a real estate change? I know that your heart is more than just making a sale, but how can you help them if that's something that they're looking for?
Yeah, so that's a great question, I think, because I'm actually wrote something down basically on that.
Good. Go ahead and share it with us.
I don't know. I've been doing this long enough, and I actually started being a real estate agent after I got tired of dealing with real estate agents. I had a couple of them make me mad, so I was like, all right, you know what? I'll just get my license. I don't have to do this anymore. And then it made me realize how I wanted to be treated as a customer as well as how I'm going to treat my customers.
Right.
And I'll never be an in-your-face type of realtor. I don't like being pressured on buying anything, especially, the largest investment you're going to make or our average person's going to make. And I've consistently done a lot of deals over the years, and I got a great team of professionals that provide top-notch service. We are here to help you buy or sell and not just try to sell you.
When you say you got a team, so it's Alpha Realty's not just you? I mean, you got a team, or do you mean you got a team of outsourced vendors that you love to work with that do a really good job?
Outside vendors that do a really good job. I consistently, it's the same thing with construction too. I use the same people over and over again. When somebody does a good job, you get to know each other, you get to work together, and then, everything just folds seamlessly that way.
I think that whole mentality of I know how I would want to be treated, so that's how I want to treat people goes a long ways. And I love that about your approach. You've been on the other side and you've had good and bad experiences and you've seen what you like. And I love that that's what you want to give to the people that work with you. So Todd, we're just grateful that you are a sponsor for this podcast for Good Place Marionville. This episode of the Good Place Marionville podcast is sponsored by Todd Wright, Alpha Realty. I'll put the link to his website and his Facebook in the show notes.
Todd has a passion for real estate, as you've heard right here on today's show, whether it's commercial, agricultural, or residential. Thanks, Todd, for your work right here in Marionville and for supporting this podcast and for joining us today.
Hey, thanks.
Hey, citywide cleanup schedule for this week, April 3rd and 4th. There'll be dumpsters at City Hall where residents can bring their items for disposal. Watch the city's Facebook page for specific details.
We are looking for volunteers to join the Marionville Business Connect group with people and trailers that might be available to help move items for our elderly residents that can't do it on their own.
And where would they report that they want to help volunteer, Martha?
You could let the city know. That's probably the easiest way to do it at this point. And we'll be looking, or you can reach out to us on this Facebook page.
All right. And remember, the general election is April the 8th. Remember to vote. Your aldermen are up for re-election, 3 aldermen up for re-election, as well as there's a school board election.
Yes. And in the school board, there's 3 people running and 2 positions available. So make sure you know who you want to vote for. I do want to highlight that Apple Fest is coming September 19th and 20th. It'll be here before you know it. But one of the upcoming deadlines is for the ad booklet and also signing up to be a vendor. So if those things are of interest to you right now, which the booklet is beautiful and it's a great place to advertise your business, go to marionvilleapplefest.com to find out all those details. And some of the activities and the contests are being freshened up for this year. So stay tuned for that information. It's going to be an amazing weekend in September. So I'm grateful that I get to participate in that, Todd. Have you ever been to Apple Fest?
Oh, I've been there once or twice.
Awesome.
Have you? What's your favorite food at Apple Fest, Todd?
Ooh, that's so hard. I think last year we had all the Meg Smash burgers.
Very good. Yes,
Nice.
You can fill up on that.
That's right. Thanks again to Todd Wright of Alpha Realty for being our guest today on the podcast and for showing support for the good happening here.
Consider joining Todd by becoming a sponsor for a month, a quarter, or a season. You can contact us at goodplacemarionville@hotmail.com.
Thank you, Todd Wright, for being with us today. Now, hang on. We got a huge announcement. Ta-da! Wow, Gary and Bobby Wright have stopped by the Good Place Marionville podcast studio for a huge announcement this afternoon. Gary and Bobby, what's up?
No, not much.
Not much.
Yeah.
You just been hanging out. Have you been practicing making burgers or ice cream
we're
cones?
excited to
Yeah.
have you here. Why are you here,
Well-
Bobby? Just forget him.
Okay.
Bobby.
We are having our grand opening on the April 5th, this Saturday,
This Saturday.
Yeah.
What time?
from 11 to 8.
11 to 8.
It's
So
finally here. B's
finally
and
here.
G's Dairy Crest grand reopening April the 5th, 2025. Be there, get in line, starting at 9 o'clock a.m. So when they open, you're first in line.
So yeah, there's word that people are going to camp out. So we'll see.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then, so at the grand opening, will you be selling these really cool shirts too?
Yes, we will.
very
That's
good.
right.
We're all modeling them today, our
Yes.
different styles. And for those that have already pre-ordered them, didn't you say like if they should wear theirs on the grand opening?
Yes, if they wear our merch, then they get a free gift.
A free
Wow.
gift. All right.
Yes.
So, and so 11 till 8, you said?
11 to 8.
11
Yep.
to 8 on Saturday the 5th.
Mhm.
Now, what are your hours going to be?
Yeah, so our hours are going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 11 to 8. And then Friday and Saturday, 11 to 9.
Excellent. A little extra hour there for those that want that evening ice cream cone
Absolutely.
or banana split, which I think is going to
Yes.
be, I mean, I've heard people talking about it. It's going to be,
Yeah. And during the soft opening, you guys have been test driving some of this stuff. What have you guys learned during the soft opening, your practice days?
We've learned that we have a rock star team.
ooh.
Yes.
Wow.
We are super, super proud of the team that we have right now. And we've done a lot of fine tuning and
Yeah, it's going really, really
it's
well.
been very
Yes.
smooth.
That's
Yes.
so exciting. Okay. So what are you most excited about for the opening?
We are going to have giveaways every hour on the hour, and we're going to have samples. We have miniature fried pies that we'll be giving away.
Oh, fun.
and
Oh, cute
miniature,
miniature one?
yes,
Lemon. We'll have lemon.
Oh.
Which they happen to know is Jim's favorite.
Right.
Mhm.
Actually, we're going to have apple and cherry.
Oh, no lemon.
Oh,
Sorry.
no lemon.
But we will
I
have.
was kidding,
we
Jim.
will
But
have
lemon is on the
Next day.
menu,
Yes.
Oh, come
right?
on.
lemon
Okay.
inside.
I'll come
Yeah.
next.
So let's talk about that for a minute. I think we've highlighted it before, but your fried pies are going to be available all the
Yeah.
time at B's and G's Dairy
That's
Crest.
correct. Yes.
So no more having to think about where you might be at a,
More
a
those
fair
parking lots on
or
Thursday
parking
night.
lot or where to hook up or where Bobby's cooking today or
Yes.
whatever.
Yes.
They'll be there and accessible. And a la mode if you want it,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I mean, let's go all out here and put ice
Warm
cream on
pies,
top
a la
of
mode.
warm pies.
Oh,
Yeah.
That-
I've never had one Modi before. Okay. All right. So, Gary,
Yes.
I was there the night you were breaking in your cooking, your cooktop.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you were like, we're going to figure this out.
Yes.
Now you've had multiple days. It's
Yes.
gotten seasoned, as
Yes.
they say.
Yes.
Are you liking it?
Yes. I love it, actually. It's like, whenever you have one at home, there's nothing the same. I mean, it is an awesome griddle. Yes, we have got it fine tuned, and I feel like we put out a really, really good smash burger. We've had people again that just kind of come in and helping us with soft openings. Like trying out things. Most people, we've sold those more than we have anything else. Smash burgers have so far been our number one seller, and I think rightfully so. They're really good.
Okay, so let's talk about the menu.
Yep.
This has been a hot topic in the community for
Aaron
months.
Head called in before the show today, wondering if the Aaron Head specialist made the menu yet.
No, he didn't make it.
No, that's okay. Okay, but what is one of your favorite dishes, each of you, that you are bringing back that's on the menu?
Go ahead, Bobby.
What are you excited about?
I really like the fried green beans.
Fried green beans.
Those are amazing. And the cheddar crisps. And we have really good chicken strips too. So
Bobby,
Wow.
he asked you for your favorite
Yeah, not the whole menu, right?
There can't be one
secret
favorite.
menu options.
You know what?
Yeah,
That's pretty awesome. Okay, Gary, what about you? What
Yeah,
are you looking
so
forward to?
I will tell you this. I thought my favorite would have been the hillbilly steak sandwich. But as we have went, the smash burger is mine. That's my favorite. And then we have the bottle caps. And so they're a breaded jalapeno. And I love those on the side. So,
breaded jalapeno.
yeah, smash burger with breaded jalapeno bottle caps dipped in a little ranch dressing, Jim. They are delicious.
Wow. Okay,
Huge
you're
things
making us
happening
hungry.
right here in Marionville, Missouri on the 5th of April, 2025, the grand reopening of the B's and G's Dairy Crest. You've seen the signs up. They've got the new sign wrap. They've got
new lights on the
new
building.
lights on the building. That's all-
Beautiful.
inside is ready to go. I mean, I just can't wait. Gary and Bobby, thank you so much for bringing us big news to the Good Place Marionville podcast. Congratulations to the two of you. We know these been some very strenuous months getting up to this time, and we're so close to the opening day. I know the town is excited, and you have a lot to get ready. So we'll see you Saturday. Probably Saturday night, but Saturday.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having us.
You bet. This episode of the
pleasure.
Good Place Marionville podcast sponsored by Todd Wright of Alpha Realty.
You can report the good news by emailing us at goodplacemarionville@hotmail.com. And if you enjoy this podcast, please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified when each episode releases.
Martha, before we go, did we ever get an answer on who won the donut run Saturday?
I did not hear.
People, we need you to report the news to us, the good news. We know the people were eating donuts and running and eating donuts as a contest at the end, and we don't know who won. I guess that'll have to be on next week's podcast. Thanks for joining us today for the Good Place Marionville podcast. Keep your eyes out for the good. Tell us about it. goodplacemarionville@hotmail.com, and together we can celebrate Marionville.